Hello, everyone. It's your host, SethTheProgrammer. With me today, I have my good friend, Geeklist TV, and we are actually going to be discussing anime Goku versus manga Goku. We're going to be discussing who's stronger. Now, this was actually brought up to me on Discord, and I saw Geeklist actually tweeted out like a thumbnail idea for it, because I don't know if you're considering doing it yourself.
It was just for fun.
Yeah, he just did it for fun. So I was like, I might as well bring him on for this. It sounds pretty interesting. And also, I also thought this was pretty interesting, is that in the anime, Goku recently tanked the Hakai, and then Goku in the manga recently learned the Hakai. So it was like, does the Goku that knows the Hakai beat the one that can tank the Hakai? And everyone was kind of, curious about it and discussing. So I thought today would be a great day to discuss who would actually win. So Geekless, why don't you give a few thoughts on what you think about who's stronger between the two?
I just want to say this. I, for one, just think a lot of the statements in the manga throw me off, especially when I'm reading it.
So weird.
Yeah, there's a lot of weird statements that makes me, and I've seen other people bring this up, makes me question the power scale in the manga. An example of this, I want to get your thoughts on this, is the whole 1,000 ton stuff. Vegeta as a Super Saiyan, like full power, like struggling, he can't even lift 1,000 tons, and like. That's weird in itself. And then when you move past that and get to the Future Trunks arc, Goku, for some strange reason, is like comparing Future Trunks, Super Saiyan 2 Future Trunks to like Super Saiyan 2 Teen Gohan. That's weird to me, especially considering in the anime, Goku and Vegeta with their eyes closed and their arms crossed can like tank hits from Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks, who is many times stronger than Super Saiyan 2 Teen Gohan. It's weird. Like, to me, there's a lot of weird statements, and to me, that right off the bat makes me question the power scaling of the manga, at least in my opinion.
Yeah, it's completely strange. Like, I mean, in the manga, Trunks is like a fucking Kaioken attendant or some weird shit. It's wild, all right? It's wild. There's definitely a lot of differences between the anime and the manga, and that's why it's actually comparable. I know a lot of people are like, isn't this the same shit? It's not. It actually does scale a little bit differently.
It's like almost like a completely different continuity. Like when you look at the Zamasu stuff, dude.
Oh, man. Yeah, the Zamasu shit. Completely different. So, first thing that comes to my mind, personally, is the anime's strongest scaling, and that is base Goku absorbing Super Saiyan God. So, basically what happens is that Goku goes Super Saiyan God against Beerus, and eventually the form starts to wear off, and he reverts back to a Super Saiyan, but then he states, oh, I didn't lose any power. Beerus is like, oh, you must have just fucking absorbed the power into your base or into your Super Saiyan form, and then the narrator is like, he surpassed Super Saiyan God. Vegeta's like, he surpassed Super Saiyan God. This guy surpassed Super Saiyan God as the Super Saiyan.
Yeah.
But then what's interesting is that Beerus launches a death ball that the Super Saiyan can't handle. In his base form, he punches out, right? And then Gohan and Krillin in the next arc see base Goku fighting Frieza, and they're like, damn, he's even stronger than when he fought Beerus. So it's pretty clear in the anime that base Goku is stronger than Super Saiyan God, and this also explains why base Vegeta suddenly is just dicking on fucking Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks in base form, right? He's just massive amp.
I've seen people say to you, and I've seen it in the comment sections and stuff, that the whole him punching the sphere of destruction, if you want to call it that, or the knockoff sphere of destruction, is that it's almost like a plot power type of feat that is not shouldn't really be counted. But I want to point this out. Even if you don't want to count that feat, even if you don't want to count it, you got to take this into account. Goku was mentioned by the narrator and by Goku himself that he didn't feel any difference. So Super Saiyan, him as a Super Saiyan after reverting back to a Super Saiyan, was already equal to or stronger than Super Saiyan God Goku.
Yep.
Then you move to the ROF arc. People overlook this statement. Beerus literally tells Goku, hey, you're stronger than before. How about it? Let's go. And then Goku's like, nah, man, you're still way too strong for me. And remember, they never transformed into a Super Saiyan or higher because that wasn't part of their training stuff. So Beerus was comparing base Goku to what he fought back on Earth.
Yeah.
So that's another thing to point out too.
And Gohan and Krillin also say he's stronger as well.
Yeah.
Are they fucking lying? Like, so that's just not a strong argument. And then in the manga, Goku versus Beerus is very quick. It's not as drawn out or as intense per se. They still shake the universe in the manga. Actually, they do it even more brutally in the manga. It's not like by like waves. It's just like it just actually shakes it per se.
Yeah.
And then there's no confirmation that he ever absorbs it into his base form. Like there's one scene where he's training with Whis, and you kind of see Super Saiyan, like an avatar of Super Saiyan God behind his base form, and he knocks a hair off of Whis' head.
Yeah.
Right? And it's like, oh, maybe that suggests he has, you know, base God form. But then there's nothing else in the story that supports that. There's no narrator that states it or anything. I mean, and then we have him specifically going Super Saiyan God on his base form, so it's like really, really confusing. So if base Goku in the anime has Super Saiyan God and then manga doesn't, and then the anime can stack Super Saiyan 2, Super Saiyan 3, Super Saiyan Blue, Super Saiyan Kaioken times 10, blah blah blah, then the anime absolutely shit stomps. Like there's no argument, because that basically just means that Manga Goku is just basically as strong as base Goku times plus whatever the Super Saiyan Blue multiplier is, which could honestly be however much, but regardless, the anime would stomp. And then there's of course other feats in the anime as well, like for example, Beerus senses Zamasu controlling the entire universe, and he's like, oh, I could have sealed that guy, or I could have still taken him on, even though he sensed him from a different fucking timeline.
Yeah.
Or Goku Black cuts open another universe and like makes like timeline clones of himself and like starts manipulating the fourth dimension and shit. And it's like, oh, this Goku Black is a lot stronger than the one in the manga.
Yeah.
Or, you know, you have Trunks. I don't know if this will happen in the manga or not, but he gets Super Saiyan Rage, and then he's obviously a lot stronger. And then Zamasu himself is taking on Super Saiyan Blue Goku a little bit. Like, he's obviously not as strong, but he's way stronger than he is in the manga. Although you could also argue that Mastered Super Saiyan Blue was able to take on Zamasu, whereas they were never able to do that in the anime. So what's your thought on that?
It's tough to say, but obviously Master Super Saiyan Blue seems to be something, or full power Super Saiyan Blue seems to be, I guess, a force to be reckoned with, especially with the way that Vegeta looked at it. Like, Vegeta had his head down. He was like, I can't do it, but Kakarot can. You know, he was like, I felt it when we fused, you know? Like, so it's like, Goku seems to be a good amount above just regular Super Saiyan Blue with full power, to the point to where he's trading blows. I mean, I was going off that fight and how I interpret it, I still believe Zamasu had the edge, but just he was still, you know, relative to him, I guess, to be able to freaking take his hits and keep going back at him and stuff. As far as, like, I don't know, because you bring up all those arguments, even if Goku in the manga has Master Super Saiyan Blue, I still don't see him stacking up to a current Super Saiyan Blue Goku with, like, the Kaioken times 10 on top of it. It's like, people even overlook his feat with Bergamo. Like, Bergamo's ability is literally that he can just tank so much, like, energy and stuff, and that like he uses it to increase his power. Anime Goku overcame that. He used so much power that he literally bypassed a dude's ability where it allows him to take energy. So it's like, I also just want to bring this up as well, is that the manga Zamasu is actually really fodder. Like, Trunks in the manga has not shown any bullshit power-ups. He's not taking on Goku Black as a Super Saiyan Rose or any of that. And Zamasu is weaker than that. So the fusion's obviously a lot weaker. And then here's something else I want to bring up, is that Vegeta using like it's like the gamma ray flash or something, some weird new attack, obliterates 2 fused Zamasu. And this is not Mastered Super Saiyan Blue either. And in the anime, even Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta was struggling with Zamasu. Like, it's just completely different leagues of power is what I'm trying to bring up. Yeah. So Goku being equal to the Zamasu in the manga at this point isn't even really that impressive, because if Vegeta can obliterate that motherfucker just using a weakened Vegeta, a weakened Vegeta can obliterate him. Yeah, I just don't see why at all a Kaioken times 10 anime Goku couldn't obliterate him. You know what I'm saying? It just does not seem logical that
this Goku from the manga would be able to take him out. And I also know there's the Hakai argument, but we've seen Goku in the anime tank a Hakai. Like it's not going to be enough to take him out, especially if they're rivaling powers, let alone if the anime Goku is just blatantly stronger, because we've learned recently that Hakai is not a one-shot ability. You can actually overpower it if you're stronger than the energy itself. And I think with the scaling as well, like you have the plot point where Goku with the Kaioken times 10 in the fucking anime was still struggling to fight Hit, whereas Goku with just normal Super Saiyan Blue is taking out Hit in the manga. And then Goku surpasses Kaioken times 10 after the Goku Black arc, whereas you don't see any kind of increase like that in the manga. There's nothing like that at all. There's no clear set massive increases like surpassing Kaioken times 10. So I honestly think Goku from the anime stomps. I think you agree with that, but what's your final conclusion?
I want to throw this in too before people say, well, Seth and MJ, I mean, Goku was struggling, with the Hakai. No, dude, he wasn't even in his most powerful form, bro.
He was in base form.
He was in base form, and he was still fucking holding it. Bro, it actually showed that it was shrinking, and Frieza was like, oh, shit. But then he couldn't. But, bro, he got hit when he was in his base form. If he was like in his blue form, bro, it would have been game over. He would have did it just as easy as Frieza did,
Now, Goku in the next chapter, for all we know, might become more powerful and surpass our expectations. But for now, if Vegeta in just a normal Super Saiyan Blue using a very powerful amplified attack is enough to obliterate Zamasu's, I don't see a reason for, this Master Super Saiyan Blue fighting equally with the guy and maybe being able to Hakai him really being enough to say he solos Kaioken times 10 Goku from the anime, especially with all that crazy ass scaling. So, I mean, okay, if it's lore versus lore, like, Goku from the manga is as strong as Fusion Zamasu, Goku from the anime is not as strong as Fusion Zamasu, then yeah, sure, and manga Goku would win if that's how you perceive it.
Yeah.
Although by logic and scaling and feats, it goes to the anime. Anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed. Hope you learned something. Be sure to subscribe to my boy Geeklist, almost at 10K. Be sure to subscribe to me, almost at 150. Until next time.